Hey, howdy, hey. What is up, everybody? How's it going today? We're doing something a little bit different than normal. What's going on, Phony? Yeah, dude. We're gonna be trying something relatively interesting today. I hope you like this angle because it's honestly terrible. But yeah, dude. How does it sound and how does it look to you in your opinion? Because like I can't really see all that much in terms of using a laptop instead of my normal rig. So this is kind of what I'm looking as. Nice. Oh, thanks. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm going for is a 3 out of 10 for everything. That's honestly what I'm looking for. My kitchen is tiny. It is absolutely just tiny, tiny, tiny. So trying to figure out a good angle for this whole thing is terrible. I did set up a little bit extra lighting in terms of like trying to make it look a little bit better in here because it is incredibly dark. We have one like fluorescent light bulb that runs over the top in our kitchen, and then everything else like I had to bring in one of the lights that we use inside of our living room, and it's like it's a light, it's a floodlight, so it just kind of covers a bunch of stuff. And then I also had to put lights up underneath the counter so that people can actually see what's going on. So this is kind of like the best for the equipment that I have and for just how everything's laid out in terms of the kitchen. I do have the camera set up on it's a cabinet door. It's an utterly terrible cabinet door. So when I stand up, I have to like lean down or else, I'm gonna be not looking at the camera at all. You can't see my face. So during the actual cooking, during the actual parts when I'm, doing stuff, it's gonna look a little different. Just because like all I can see. Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's a little bit better. I mean it's still I really wish I had like a DSLR or a Blackmagic camera to where I can actually sit here and adjust everything and put it up on a tripod and have it like from up here looking down. But yeah, this is legitimately like it's caveman. We are as caveman here today as it can possibly get. So, um, but besides that, what I do have in store today, as you can see, I have damn dude, okay. The fucking peapod. But today I do have all three of the mac and cheeses. They are all open. I have already made them all. Because what the recipe calls for is for the mac and cheese to be cold when you use it, because you have to make it, cohesive. It has to stick together. Um, so to do that, it requires it to be in the fridge. So I actually have all three in the fridge right now. But we are rocking the cheesy jalapeno, the normal, just bold and cheesy. That's like the original one, and then flaming hot on top of. I have all their brethrens here, in actual like Cheetos form. However, I did go a little bit over the top. What's going on, chicken? Right? Isn't it awesome? That's kind of what I'm aiming for here. But instead of doing just the normal flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese, I did the flaming hot lemon Cheetos to go with it. So this is actually going to be like the bread that holds everything together for this. I'm gonna crush it all up. Isn't it great? Isn't it fantastic, chicken? That's what these streams are supposed to be about, right? It's supposed to you're supposed to just get, I don't know, get clogged arteries from watching it. That's the way it's supposed to go, right? That's a true American cooking stream. Um, but what I have to do, I have to crush these up. So I'm gonna crush up the Cheetos first, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull the Cheetos out. Hey, I mean, if that's all it takes, damn, dude. Oh, my American arteries are just hardened and already good to go for this stuff. It just nothing's new. It slides right through. I will take a picture though for you guys on like how everything is set up in my kitchen right now because it looks terrible. It honestly looks so bad. But without further ado, I will wash my hands first because I'm not a heathen. So you guys get to see my face because my sink is legitimately right here. Oh yeah, listen to that. That nice water flowing ASMR right there. Ah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. That's one gene I didn't get from my dad. Was my beard. I like telling people that because it always confuses them. They're like, "What the hell do you mean?" My dad can't grow a beard. None of my like dad's side of the family can grow a beard. So technically, the facial hair comes from your mom's side of the family. So like, my mom's dad had good facial hair. So I got that side of the family, which is great. Which is great. That's what everybody's looking for. Just realized that I smushed some butter back there. So I'll fix that. Okay. So, Cheeto time. Bearded lady? I mean, not my mother. I am grabbing a bag here real quick, so watch as this just blocks everything out. You want to do this in a bag, and I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna take and use like 3 separate bags for 3 different things of Cheetos. Instead, I'm just gonna use one bag for all the different Cheetos. So what this recipe requires, and I do have it pulled up on my phone here. What this recipe requires is, it said how much there was. Where did it go? It's up at the top. That's, yeah, if anybody ever decides to write a recipe or make a website that holds a recipe for what you're doing, please, for the love of God, write a 9.5 paragraph fucking intro on how this changed your life and how this caused your dad to have to get a 90 fucking bypass surgery, right? Like, please, just keep doing that. That whole theme of keeping this is just, it's what keeps me going right now throughout the entirety of the hell we're in, right? It's just that. Okay, so I am grabbing bowls because I didn't think of this beforehand. So we are going to crush some of these up first. We'll go ahead and start with the puppy boys. Right? Yeah. Woo. I mean, I already made the mac and cheese. I just need to put it into ball form is the biggest thing. You gotta get it to where it actually sticks in ball form. Okay, so I'm just gonna eyeball this. It doesn't really call for like a set specific amount, but I'd much rather just have a little bit more rather than less. This one calls for panko. Like, who the hell is not gonna automatically think, yeah, let's go ahead and throw Cheetos in there instead of just panko? I have panko. I just mac and cheese with Cheetos. That's a heaven recipe. It's supposed to be bad. Just the whole thing. Yeah, I should have just crushed up the entire big ass bag of it. I mean, I technically could have done that or I could do that for the smaller ones, but I don't really want to. Here, get some ASMR in your life of just this being crushed, right? I think I picked the best spot to put my mic. Everybody gets the entire experience. Tiny kitchen and everything. The acoustics here in this kitchen suck so bad. Anybody ever wonder how greasy and slimy Cheetos are when you crush them up? Just blew the top off of it. But, like, look at that. It's legitimately, like, it's greasy. The bag is actually, like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. These are the best kind of breadcrumbs. Oof. Basketball ASMR is a thing, Phony? I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, so we are almost done with this. It doesn't really, we're not looking for the most uniform thing on the planet, but just as long as you have enough to where it's like, you could crush these stupid easily anyway. But so let's go ahead, dump these out. Yeah, there's still some chunks that are up at top, but like, it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine for what we're actually doing. And I am going to be air frying this. I'm not actually going to be using a fryer. Ah. Interesting. Okay, so there's like a guy that sits on a New York basketball court and you just hear people swearing all the time, huh? So that's what I mean by like it's kind of rough. It doesn't really it's not the most crushed up thing on the planet, but it'll be perfectly fine because once we start making these into balls, it's gonna crush down even more. Um, so we do have leftover Cheetos, of course. I could use a mallet, but I also don't want to bang the counter and make everybody deaf because as much fun as that would be, you know, the whole sound of just me banging on a counter. um, but being that they're so puffed up and it's such a light, like crunchy system, you really don't need to break it down all that much. It could be a hell of a lot worse because you can just break it down with your fingers. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that smells good. Being that these ones are denser, I'm gonna use more of them because they'll probably break down a little bit smaller. Yummy. Don't you love banging Cheetos? Everybody bangs Cheetos. That's the new thing. That's the newest craze for kids. Banging heads. I just bang Cheetos. Also, I would use a hammer, not an actual mallet. I would use a legitimate metal-headed hammer. That's all I really have. I could go grab a baseball bat. Just use a baseball bat. What are you doing?
I'm breaking up Cheetos. Don't mind me.
It's fucking great. These ones are a little bit tougher to do. I could make short work of them by throwing them in an immersion, or throwing them in a bowl and using the immersion blender and breaking them up that way. But at the same time, I don't want to do that. It depends on who you ask. They're funny. That's my first instinct, right? It's just a. These ones might actually need a little bit more persuasion. Y'all ready to go deaf? Y'all ready for this? Yay. Because, I don't think y'all are ready for this. It's gonna be loud. It's, I do apologize. I'm already apologizing for this, because I know it's gonna be loud. I need this one. The old Annihilator Rooney. The Annihilator 9000. I'm gonna just dump all this in here. Don't worry, my counters are clean, so if I spill anything out and I eat it, I won't die. Although I normally just keep raw chicken out, like sitting here, and it makes the space so much more lively. I would always recommend to anybody that has a kitchen big enough to do it, just keep raw chicken out on the counter at all times. Ladies love it. That's how I feel doing Die Machine Zombies now, Phony. I realized that last night when I was sitting playing like by myself. Like I wasn't even on stream. I was just sitting there just playing zombies, just to get the experience for firearms and such, which I'm almost done with tac rifles. I've almost gotten everything done tac rifle wise, which is fantastic. That means I get to move on to the more fun, you know, sub or full LMGs. Okay, so I am going to turn my volume down real quick so that I don't make you guys go deaf. How does that sound? So I'm going to crank this down a little bit. I'm going to do it like right there. Even I'll do it right there, and I'll get really close to it if I need to talk to you guys. How does that work? It's true ASMR now. And yes, I do apologize, but I do have to do it on this counter. I do apologize for that. If it was actually loud, I'm not 100% sure on like how loud um that made it for you guys. I do apologize if it's very, very, very loud, because, like, you know. Oh, nice! Quiet AF is what I go for. Not really. You can tell by the way I talk that I don't go quietly. I'm not a quiet guy. By any shape of the word. Whoa! Okay. This is interesting. Let's see if this camera picks it up. If you can see it. Do you see like that red paste? Like, it's actually wet. That is all grease. That is all like fried. I mean, that's what it seems like. Oh god, that is so weird. That is like so bizarre. You can probably see it from there. Right? Right? Hot Cheetos. Hot flaming hot Cheetos. Oh, that's weird. That is so weird. But that's what we're left with in terms of a crust. So nice thing about these bowls that I have is that they stack, so you can stack them. But that disturbs me. That really disturbs the shit out of me. Like the fact that that is all just grease and like cayenne. It's just it's disturbing to me. I don't know why. Oh my god. Okay, so let's check the if I have like another lid. I don't think I do have another lid. So let me grab another bowl. Hello, bowls. What are you doing down here? Yes, I'm looking for a specific one. Oh, that wasn't it. All right, so I'm gonna reuse this, but I don't think I'm gonna reuse this because I'm gonna get the same. I'm gonna get the same result with that one as well. I already know that for a fact. Just because it's like, it's just Cheetos, I guess. Cheetos have inherently just a shit ton of grease and oil in them, but these ones I've never actually eaten these ones. In terms of like buying a bag and eating cheddar jalapeno, these ones are my favorite. Legitimately, my favorite Cheetos are the Flamin' Hot Lemon. But like, it tastes exactly like the Cheetos mac and cheese. Legitimately 100% the same. Yeah, there's no difference. There's legit no difference. Okay. Alright. So I think that's good. Again, I'm going to do the same thing where I'm just going to turn that down. Yo, I know that one, phony. I made that mistake when I first started getting into hot food, and I sat there and I ate an entire bag, like this size bag. Oh, painful. Very painful. Enjoyable. Enjoyable at first, but very painful. The pain came later. The pain always comes later. You pay for it in other fucking ways. That is for damn sure. So I'm gonna blend this one up as well, and this will be it for blending today. So again with the Otter ASMR, welcome one and all to my very first cooking stream. Is that doing it for you, Phony? Is that pretty damn good for you? All right, blender up. sucks. Huh. Yeah. This bullet blender that we have is pretty damn terrible. I am not gonna lie. It is pretty bad. Yo! That one right there. That is a Jackson Pollock and a half. What in the hell? What in the hell? Okay. God, what? It looks like Play-Doh. It legit looks like Play-Doh. Okay. And I am doing more of these because, like, that blended down to nothing. That looks like absolutely nothing. So, blender up. It's terrible, right? Dude, I need something. God. Oh, this thing's terrible. Oh. Okay, so that blender is absolute garbage. Absolute. Like, I don't know if it's some sort of weird magic that has to do with the Cheetos and the amount of oil and grease that's in them. But that is most definitely one of the biggest contention points of trying to blend this currently is that whole shebang. However, if you check it out, right? So like with the Flamin' Hots, they crush down pretty easily. And this wasn't like, you know, a super overflow. It was actually a smaller container, and we ended up with a good relative amount of actual, you know, usable material. However, for some reason, these cheddar jalapenos ones, yeah, not even remotely close. On top of, like, this is so much more oily and greasy, and I can actually kind of feel it in my mouth after I ate those few with how greasy those ones are. That is so weird. But just look at that. That is just pure, unadulterated Cheetos flavor right there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, doesn't that just look like the most appetizing thing on the planet? I don't want to eat that. I really don't want to eat that. But at the same time, I'm also kind of tempted to. I'm just gonna, like, tap this down in here. So what? Some of the breadcrumbs are gonna have a little bit of flaming hot in them. Oops. Right? Dude, this is like, God. This is on its own level. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is weird. That is weird right there. See those? Those aren't Cheetos. That is like clumped up. That is nothing more than clumped up cheese and just straight flavoring. Yo. That is weird, man. There's like chunks in here of this stuff, of this flavoring. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I am honestly not sure how I feel about that. So I chose a very appropriately colored bowl for this one. So let's see, because if you look down here, there's another one. This stuff is like sticking to itself already. It has so much grease and built-in like adhesive to itself that I may not have to use all that much egg. I bet you I could just use this stuff, and when it's being fried, it'll run perfectly fine. So, but I have to like chunk up all these little pieces, and there's still like big ass hunks left, which is kind of annoying because these ones are harder to break up than say like the puffs. So, but I'm gonna keep that in that bowl. I'm still gonna keep this bag. That's not terrible. Hell yeah, Mooney. Oh man. Okay, hey, but I appreciate you coming and stopping and saying hi. We're having fun today, man. We're gonna have a blast. This is gonna go on for a while. We got German pancakes planned later too. We got all sorts of stuff planned. Yeah, we're doing all sorts of experimental stuff that's starting to turn kind of gross already. So, oh, it's 100% a blast. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this much fun with this much Cheetos. However, you know, I was one of those soccer kids, so that's always a thing. All right, let's go ahead and get this blender put away. Blender thing. I wouldn't even consider it a blender. All right. That is pretty gross though, with just all this stuff is in here. Right? I mean, I actually have started watching more Mythical Kitchen stuff than I have actual Good Mythical Morning. Just because I kind of like, I don't know, I like how just quick-witted Josh is, and he kind of cracks me up. I think he would be an absolute hoot to cook with. Just because he is so, like, wild and free with it. Like, we don't need to measure that. Oh, no, you do need to measure that, and that's kind of important how much flour you have going into that, you know, whatever you're making. Okay, so, time for the fun part. Y'all ready to see some Cheetos mac and cheese? It is, it's toe curling in color. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we have one, we have two, and we have three. Oh my god. Oh, this is a crime against nature. This color, just this color itself, is such a different everything. I don't even know how you get noodles this neon, but they are even more red than the just street cayenne that goes into the Cheetos themselves, right? I wish I could roll some B-roll and just have you guys witness just a massive B-roll of nothing but Cheetos and Cheetos mac and cheese and, and all the craziness that it entails. But we have to have those cold. Nice thing is those bowls are nice and thick, so it'll keep it cold for a pretty decent amount of time. I need to grab 2 eggs out of the fridge. So we need 2 eggs. Come on. Come on, people now. Give me my damn eggs. Alright. So it calls for 2 eggs. Alright. Cup of Japanese panko. And I believe I made about a cup each. Yeah, they're about. It's kind of rough, but yeah, about a cup each of that. So that's good. Actually, I'm gonna do just a double here. So let's do 4 eggs. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So we also need a little bit of milk, but it's barely anything. But we are going to take balls and set them aside. Ready to make some mac and cheese balls? Let's go ahead and make some mac and cheese balls, ladies and gentlemen. So I am going to use, you can't see it, which is bad. Right across from where I'm standing here, literally right here, touching it because my kitchen is massive. There is a stove, and I'm just going to be using that as a work area. I'm going to be taking chunks here and putting them there. That's the only way I can work it in my kitchen currently. And my laptop is taking up like one entire section of the very limited amount of counter space that I have here. So I am kind of just working with what I have. Hopefully whenever we move, we have a kitchen that's bigger with something that's actually open facing so you guys can see what I'm doing at all times. And that'll make my life a hell of a lot easier to be able to explain it. Because I do want to do this again. This is kind of just an experimental thing for me at this point. Yeah. So, but we are going to use parchment paper. We're going to go ahead and just tear off enough to cover this this sheet. And this is just going to keep everything from sticking to it. Whoa! And you do, it is required every time that you tear something off of a roll. So if you're tearing parchment paper off of a roll, you have to make that noise, and you have to rip it really fast. Just a whoa! And it makes life so much easier. Okay. And what's even more fun is because our freezer is so damn small, I can't actually put the mac and cheese balls in there to freeze. I have to take them and put them outside, which currently right now outside where I'm at is like 4 degrees. So we'll be perfectly fine. It'll freeze out there. I'm just going to take and put another pan over the top of it to keep any critters from coming and messing with it, but no critters are out in 4-degree weather. Like, let's be honest here. No critters are going to be out in 4-degree weather. So we are going to take this, move that, grab a palate, one of these things, a palate, and then I'm going to grab, because I'm a fancy hoe, a baller. Because I am of the camp that I want universal shaped things. I like universal shaped things. I like things that all kind of match the same size. So I'm going to use a baller. This might not work very well for mac and cheese balls. This might actually still be a little bit too warm. No, it's cold. It's cold. It's just the equivalent of what I'm working with here. Oop. Oh. That didn't work out, like, at all. This might still be... I mean, it's cold. It's definitely cold. It's cold mac and cheese. It's just very liquidy. And it doesn't seem to want to, like, set up on its own. So, freezing is definitely in the future of these things. Yeah, that's kind of a ball. Okay. And I'm not going to make all of these. Like, I'm not going to make all of this mac and cheese into mac and cheese balls just because, like, that's a lot of mac and cheese already. So, alright. Man, I'm trying to keep these together in, like, a cohesive shape, but they're just not... They're not working together! Oof. Okay. So the way this is actually telling me to do it is it's doing it in a very complicated manner. Are they mac and cheese Skittles, Phony? Because you should definitely try some mac and cheese Skittles. That is not a thing. That is not actually a thing. What wild and give me a thing of Bubblicious Burst gum and some Skittles. That's a Bad Boys. Is it a Bad Boys 2 reference or Bad Boys 1? I think it's Bad Boys 1. Some Bubblicious Burst. You gotta have a Bubblicious Burst. That's the whole point of that. Okay, so this whole process of trying to do this is not really working out. What I'm going to try to shift gears into doing is just make the balls, bread them in panko, do all that by hand, and then we're going to take and put it onto this. Man, it would have almost been better if this would have been pre-chilled as well, but that's not currently the case. Okay, I don't have a bowl in there. I'm going to go grab another bowl. Actually, another 2 bowls. So, bowl. Actually, I don't need another bowl. Because this is just going to be dredge. This is going to be for our dredge. So we're going to take and add eggs. There's eggaroni number 1. There's eggaroni number 2. This one broke wrong. Oh, you bastard. Oh, you bastard. Why'd you have to do that? Oh, nope. Nope. This one, like, split sideways. Trust me, I know how to do eggs. I know how to crack eggs. That one cracked vertically, which is not the way eggs are supposed to crack. Eggs do not crack vertical. Unless you're a super talented, over-the-top, and extreme chef that can do that. I am pretty low to the ground and not able to do that. So, come on. This one too. The first two were just like, hey, get me out of here.
I can't stand it here anymore.
Yeah, at least I don't have an egghead. That's good for me. I do have a big dome, but it's mainly taken up by nose. I got the schnoz, you know? The schnoz. The big ol', you know, look at the shadow. The shadow of the schnoz looks pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're gonna whisk this up. And I'm not gonna add any of like the garlic or anything that this is calling for. Mainly because I think that this is gonna be seasoned enough. It's coming, chicken. The only downside is though is these were supposed to be like cohesive ball-shaped balls, and they are not cohesive ball-shaped balls. They are ooblex. Something. I don't know the technical term for it. But yeah, they didn't kind of turn out the way I wanted them to. So we're just moving into like the next step of this process. So we're gonna have to see how this turns out in terms of grabbing this, making it into a ball, and then rolling it. One sec. I think someone might have knocked on our door. Oh yeah, I don't get out very often now because I'm a full-time student, so I'm here all the time. So awesome. Yeah, no, chill. She's fat. She loves it. Right? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. She got more treats. Uh-oh, she got more treats. The Kidder Cat got more treats. It was special, and she got more treats. Of course, a jumbled mess. I would call it more of an oobleck than a jumbled mess, though. I prefer the term oobleck. Don't know why. But let's go ahead and get into this then. We're just gonna have to try it. That's really like where we're at in this process. I might actually want to take this and crush it down a little bit more, because those are still some pretty big chunks in there. Although the way it's kind of going, chunks might be the only thing that we're going to be able to do. So that one is the normal one. So we're going to use the normal Cheetos we got here. And we're going to have to do kind of a 3-step process. I'm going to have to take these and get it in there with my hands. Well, with my quote-unquote wet hand. And then I have to move it to the dry and dredge it in dry and then transfer it. So hopefully throughout this process, I can kind of get something together that kind of holds. I'm not 100% sure that it will hold though. Actually, I am pretty doubtful that it will, but we're just going to have to see. So get my hands in here, breaking up the rest of these like bigger bits. The bits! Give them the bits! Not the bits! We're just crushing it up with our fingers. And then we shall take, and yeah, that's actually pretty good for a dry dredge, in my opinion. Does that look like a good dry dredge? Because it seems like a good dry dredge to me. I'm not the biggest expert on dry dredges, but that looks pretty good to me. Okay, so we're gonna take our mac and cheese handful. Oh, this stuff is gonna be hard. Okay. So we're going to take it as a handful, all right? And we are going to just take, okay. We just have to kind of take, that turned out so bad. This is not working out well. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. We're going to just drop that in there. where we're going to take and just kind of coat it and cover it as a ball. As a ball thing. As a ball chinian. Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. After that, I got you. I got you now. That actually doesn't turn out too bad. Okay. So, legitimately, the hardest part is just keeping everything in your hand. I thought it was bad, but it wasn't bad. It's actually pretty good. All right. So, again, I got to kind of grab it with my left. Just kind of have to, like, make a fist and just get everything in there in, like, as good of a hand shape as I can. If that makes any sense at all. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. All right, so see how I have, like, just a handful of mac and cheese? And I know this looks absolutely bizarre, but once I take this and I dunk it in here and I kind of just get a bunch of egg on it and then dredge it out, just kind of hold it for a second, let some of that excess egg just drip off. Oh, that is gorgeous. I wish my mic wasn't directly in the path of where this needed to go, but that is absolutely the most fantastic and gorgeous thing you can see right there. And then we take and place it in the Cheeto, and then we take and kind of just dust the Cheeto onto it. And by dusting the Cheeto onto it, we are actually left with a pretty damn good, like, breaded product. Because the Cheeto is sticking to everything, and that's when it hardens it up. Giggity, if that makes sense. Oh no, I am looking at an actual recipe. However, the recipe I'm looking at there, Nate, is, it's not for Cheetos. It's definitely not for Cheetos. It's for, like, Pinko and, old mac and cheese. This was made this morning. This was made with, like, 2 hours to sit. But, no winging here. I'm winging a little bit of it at this point. But once we get these formed and once they freeze is when life becomes a lot easier. And I just messed up the whole wet hand, dry hand thing. Ah, God bless it. Ah, shit. Oh, I fucked that one up. Okay, so I am gonna have to actually make more of the smashed Cheetos here for my breading, because I'm a little bit low. Just a little bit low. Unless if I should just do 2 of the normal ones. Does that seem right? So, even molding it while it's cold, because it said to get it cold first, and then you do the dredge and everything, and then you freeze it. So, you dredge, you freeze the dredge so that the dredge stays on when it's being air fried, because this is going to be air fried, not actual, like, fried, thank God. Probably end up burning the house or the apartment down if that was the case. Cheetos! But we do have an easy way to make more Cheetos dust. That is definitely not an issue. Plus, the Cheetos mac and cheese, it uses spiral noodles. So spiral noodles do not like sticking together. Elbow mac and cheese really does. Really does. And if I do this one again, what I will most likely do is put actual cheese into it. That way, when that cheese cools, it'll really bind everything together. It'll act more as a glue. Because without that cheese using this cheese sauce, it doesn't bind. It doesn't hold like a traditional mac and cheese does for some reason. So, we're going to go ahead and just get some more of these. Don't want a ton. And then we do the super fun part that 4-year-olds like to do. Squish them! Squish! We just gotta squish them. And then you got to get your fingers wet and, like, get one of these Cheetos kind of wet and then eat it. That's the proper way to eat it as a kid, right? The way kids feed it to you anyway. Not sure if anybody's ever ran into that situation. Here, you're hungry. No, I'm not. Thank you. What up, Star? How's it going, bud? I'm over here crushing up some Cheetos. making some deep fried or some air fried Cheetos mac and cheese balls is what I'm going for. And yeah, so far I wouldn't necessarily say that they're turning out by any means. Something's happening. Something's happening. We're having fun while doing it, right? That's all we can aim for. All I can aim for, anyway. Okay, so I'm going to try one more of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and kind of fill this scoop with kind of the bottom barrel stuff. And I'm going to really pack it together. I'm going to really pack it together. Okay. All right. Now, this may be an incredibly dumb idea. This might be a very big thing of genius. But I'm going to take this whole scoop and I'm going to put it in the dredge. That worked. That actually really worked. All right. Then you just kind of, that was a dumb idea. Okay. Note to self. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Fuck. This looks so bad. This one's not going to turn out. Well, you'll learn, right? You got to learn somehow. Okay. So we'll just kind of brush this around. I just want to get it covered because once it's covered, it kind of sticks. Everything just kind of sticks. So being that I have this covered, everything's kind of stuck to it. And I'm going to drop that on this tray that's right over here. Okay. So these don't look bad. You may think that I'm over here like really farting this thing up and really screwing the entire process up. But in all actuality, it's not turning out that bad. I have 3 so far. And once those things are frozen, they are going to be fucking solid. Because I'm going to put them outside. And it's like 4 degrees outside right now. It got down to -8 last night, I believe. Which is cold. Which is very cold. Like -8 Fahrenheit. Not centigrade. We're not going to die that way. However, I forget what... there is one degree that is the same for both Europe or both Celsius and Fahrenheit, and I think it's like 46. It's like -46 degrees is the same in Celsius as it is in Fahrenheit. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the flaming hot. So I actually made this one first, so it's the coolest. And it also sat out a little bit longer. So it's most likely going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit stickier. It is that neon color, like this neon color is the way it comes. 100% the way it comes. Yeah, it's something. So I'm going to move this plate out of the way. And once I'm done doing this, we're going to stick it outside. It's actually -40. Hey, there we go. Okay, I was only 6 degrees off though. It's not bad. You know, horseshoes and hand grenades and all that, right? Okay, so I am going to take with my left hand, just get some mac and cheese. This stuff's spicy too, so oh yeah, get it underneath my nails. Oh, that's perfect. That is oof. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna dredge this bad boy. Don't judge. Only God can judge. All right, get that in there. I feel like I'm just hand fisting this in here. Just kind of punching egg with a handful of Cheetos mac and cheese. Okay. So again, I kind of want to keep this as cohesive as possible, like that. And then I'm going to take and sprinkle the Flaming Hot Cheetos on top of it. However, these Flaming Hot Cheetos, one thing I did realize is that they are very greasy. There is so much grease and just kind of like sticky. And yeah, they definitely have their own texture. This is its own like thing. Is crushed up Flaming Hot Cheetos. But we take that right there. Now I'm going to kind of grab as much as I can and try to keep it kind of pressured together into a ball. Broke apart right there. Okay. We got something. All right, and then I'm going to take and just sprinkle a little bit more on there. So I honestly think once this is frozen, it's going to be good. Once this freezes, it'll be fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks appetizing as hell. Good God. Okay. I'm definitely rinsing in between this one because I don't want to get this, the cayenne pepper from the Flaming Hot Cheetos, like, under my skin. That would very much suck. Um, I could make, I could make a few of these special by putting some Valentina hot sauce on them and adding just a little bit more spice. Because why not? Why not? This thing's already going to be as unhealthy as it gets. Might as well make it even more unhealthy. I can't wait to show you guys this tray because it looks like just a plate full of abominations. It is it is a special level of neon colors that like shouldn't exist in the real world, but hey, here we are. I'm not here to question it. And again, I am using the Flaming Hot Limon or Limon, however you want to pronounce it. Whatever one it is that makes it to where it's not as spicy, but you have a little bit of lime added to it. I do have to crush some more of these up. Again, that little blender that I have is absolute garbage. So it just didn't get the job done in any relative way, shape, or form. I got a little bit of a dredge, but that was about it. So I have to break some more of these up. And the longer I sit here and wait, the warmer this is actually getting. So it's probably not the best to have to sit here in between each and every one of these and crush up more and more. But I am only going to make 2 of the flaming hot ones. I made 3 of the original, and then I'm going to do just 2 of the jalapeno as well, just because I know that I'm going to be the only one eating those ones. I'm going to be the only one tasting those ones and touching those ones. So I would much rather just make a little bit less and not have to worry about as many freezing at one point, because like I said, this is all going outside to freeze, so it all depends on if there's like a breeze out there, if it's super cold, if it's only kind of cold. It's all kind of dependent on the weather. However, we are almost at a good point here on these, crunched up enough. We'll go ahead and get this into the bowl, which there are some bad boys just chilling in there. So this is more of like a hard crumble than a soft crumble. There is a lot of big pieces, a lot of big chunks. But, I mean, overall, once it sits in there and once I just dust it, the dust will stick to it. The bigger pieces will kind of just fall off and disappear and not exist again. That's how it works in my brain. Okay, let's get it. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a little bit here. Just a little bit. I don't want to take a ton. I think that's my issue, is I'm trying to take too much. Oh, that is a good ball size right there. That is a very good, like, handful of mac and cheese. Remember when your parents said, hey, don't eat your Flaming Hot Cheetos mac and cheese with your hands? Didn't yours say that? Because I think mine said that once or twice. Although I didn't have Flaming Hot mac and cheese Cheetos growing up. I was kind of a wimp when it came to hot stuff growing up. Not anymore! Woohoo! I love me hot food now. So, yeah, whenever I reach 100 followers, I'm actually going to do the one chip challenge. Because I think that'll be fun. It'll be fun for everyone. Okay, so we got those bad boys in here, and we're going to go ahead and dust them up. Dust them up. All right. Again, there's Cheetos on the ground. The worst part about Flamin' Hot Cheetos is they stain everything. If you get them wet, oh my god, they stain everything. I'll do a Carolina Reaper later on, Phony. I definitely will. I'll do a Carolina Reaper. It's just going to get gradually hotter and hotter and hotter in my life until, like, you know, I'm something big and I reach, like, 1 million. And that's, like, an actual goal, is to reach 1 million. Right? Okay. This one's going to be the best one out of all of them. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that one actually has, like, good cohesion, has a perfect dusting on it. Watch it, that one's actually going to be the worst one. I'm just doubting myself. I'm just throwing doubt on myself throughout this entire thing. I mean, makes it more fun that way, right? 100% more fun. Okay. God, there are so many Cheetos, like, chunks everywhere in my sink now. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that's all the Cheetos dust that I have left over. And we're going to move on to the third and final one before we start making this German pancake here. It sucks mine's not in here yet. Because I know mine was sitting there ripping and roaring and tearing and ready to go. It was going to be great. Crushed up ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper cheese ball. Actually, if I ever reach 1 million followers, that would probably be the point where I could actually like request someone to make me something incredibly hot and to do like some sort of collaboration with the guy that actually bred the Carolina Reaper originally, because he is donut operator, shops at the store that guy runs for all of his stuff. So I'd reach out to him and be like, yo, dude, hook me up with something that's out of this world spicy that nobody's ever seen before. And I bet you he would. Be like, yo, you want to get fucked up? And I'd be like, ah, no, please, don't fuck me up. And he'd be like, ah, no, you're getting fucked up. And I'd be like, ah, shit, looks like I'm getting fucked up. It's always great that way. God, I hate the smell of these. I really do. The jalapeno one is legitimately one of my least favorite Cheetos. It's not good. Not even in Cheetos form is it good. Actually, in mac and cheese form. In mac and cheese form, though, like nothing is good. When it comes from chips. Except for plain mac and cheese. Plain mac and cheese is the bomb. So we're gonna get a ball going again. We're just gonna take and kind of drop it and dredge it. Kind of just get it all over our hands. We kind of just want to make as big of a mess as possible. And then we kind of bring our hand up. Get more egg all over the place. I swear I'm not playing with my food, Mom. Oh, Star, I will. I will. I just want to get these balls made first because this is kind of the biggest thing. Oh shit, why am I using my wet hand? Use my wet hand. But Star, I am going to eat a little bit of this mac and cheese. I'm not going to waste it. Because I haven't eaten the hot one yet. I haven't eaten the Flaming Hot Cheetos one, surprisingly. That's one of my favorite ones. Okay. I don't know what I'm grabbing. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this one has big chunks of Cheeto in it. That actually looks cool. That actually looks really good. Who knows? The jalapeno ones might be the ones to take it back. Nice chicken. I mean, you're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs, huh? You're definitely feeling it now. Oh, Lord. So, man, getting extra nice and dirty with this dredge is perfect. Yeet. Yeet. I'm getting it stuck all over my hands. This is not turning out any way, shape, or form the way I wanted it to. But I will come in here and just grab it. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This looks so bad. Oh, my God. This looks so bad. Not gonna lie. Oh, that one's a bastard child. Holy shit. That one got left. I mean, technically I can. It just requires me to go, what the hell back, chicken? I was thinking about that, actually, as I was getting the stream started today, I was like, oh, man, there's all these different, rewards that I have. Oh, God. Let's see. I have to try to do it properly without breaking the stool. Tiny hands! Oh, shit. Tiny hands. I gotta lean the proper way if it'll work. Oh, this is actually a good stretch. Been on my feet for like the past 4 hours, 5 hours, getting this all prepared. Oh! Go all the way back? Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me dry my hands so I'm not getting Cheetos dust all over everything in the apartment. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'll break that if I try that though. Okay. Let me see, chicken. I'm gonna work this one out. I'm gonna work this one out. Okay. All right. I am still in frame. Tiny ants. Tiny ants. Oh, that feels good. Oh, I'm using an air fryer to stretch my back. Isn't that the best? just use an air fryer if you ever need to do that. Oh, was that good? Awesome. Woo. Okay, let me turn this water off. Oh. All right, and just for posterity's sake, right? I will eat some of this neon red, the neon red, flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese, right? Like, doesn't that just look like the most appetizing color on the planet? It is red. Trust me. It's like, I don't know. It's like that red right there, if you could see that. It kind of matches the same. So, I will eat some of this one. I don't like the other one. Isn't that great, chicken? Doesn't that just look like the most appetizing thing on the planet? God. This looks so bad. We'll say eating it cold is not the move. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure. This one's not good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, none of these are good, but like, yeah, this one's not good. The normal cheese one, and I don't want to eat these ones because there's all sorts of egg in them. I didn't use my hand on that one, so yeah, can't say that's any good. Okay, so I've got to go take these, and I'm gonna go run and put them outside real quick. Again, it is like super cold where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna take these and put them outside to freeze them. I'll do it like this. So like, you know, no critters can come and mess with them. I doubt any critters will come and mess with them anyway. It is, yeah, it's brisk. Okay, a raccoon will not. I actually made sure to check and make sure there were no footprints, like, on our porch before putting it out there. Because, you know, we have snow right now. And if you use the snow to your advantage, you can see if there's any critters. Oh, God. Oh, that does not look good. Okay. So I'm going to get these out of the way now, and we will start work on... We're going to start our work now on the good old German pancake, which, if y'all are unfamiliar with what a German pancake is, I went out there and just face planted. I just ate shit directly in the snow, and all you can see is like a perfect imprint of my face. I've actually done that before. But now we're going to shift gears into a German pancake, and what a German pancake is, it's a very eggy and sweet cake. You make it usually in like a cast iron pan, and it goes in the oven. It uses a lot of butter, and it uses a lot of apples. So I am going to have to actually prep apples. I didn't do that beforehand, mainly because I was like, well, if I'm sitting here and I'm peeling apples real quick on stream, because it doesn't take that long, it won't look that bad. As opposed to like starting with apples that would be kind of brown just because they were pre-peeled and pre-prepared. Prepared! Alright. Gonna put all these together. Oh, something's gonna be stained from this. I know that's gonna happen. Alright, those are all there. We can go ahead and put this egg in the sink. I do like one thing about this. It's not Belgium waffles, it's German pancakes. There's a difference, phony. Oh, how disrespectful. I'm going to grab a wipe real quick and wipe down the countertop because I don't like having egg all over the place. Is really the biggest reason. Ooh, this is nice and juicy. Juicy! It's how I like to be. Juicy! Alright. Tear off 2 of those. Slide them in there. Okay. I love getting, that all over my hands. Now my hands are going to smell like nothing but Lysol/Pledge for the rest of the day. Not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing at all. Just, don't, if you don't like the smell of it, it kind of sucks. Okay. I did get egg all over the place, so I am glad I'm doing this because I don't want to deal with salmonella. I don't want to have to go to the hospital and be like, yeah, I was a dumbass and I was playing with some raw egg. Europeans do not have to worry about that. Or, no, they have to worry about it. We don't. We don't have to worry about it. Just give this a quick little dry. There's Cheeto dust all over it. Like, legitimately all over. It's just nothing but Cheetos dust. Okay, so we're going to move into the next one here. And real quick, I do hate to do this to you guys, but, like, I'm going to have to do that just real quick. Okay. I don't want ads. Stop. Stop. Alright. So I need apples. Put the apples in here. Don't know why they ended up in here. Shouldn't have put them in here. But I'm going a little bit from the traditional German pancake, like apple German pancake method, because normally what you'd use is a tart cooking apple. And I'm not using tart cooking apples. I'm using Honeycrisp. Or Ambrosias. Sorry, Ambrosias. And I prefer Ambrosias over like a tart apple for cooking, because these ones don't hold as much water. So you get still a pretty good crunch out of it. On top of, like, well, they taste a little bit better. It's honestly the only 2 reasons for me. But I need my trusty this and a bowl. We're gonna do a bowl. So you can actually peel apples with, an apple with just a normal peeler. But you have to do it in the proper way. So, if you do it like you're peeling a potato where you're doing it straight up and down and you're doing it in strips, that's great and all. However, you're going to tend to miss a lot of spots and it's not going to turn out, frankly, as good as what it can. I like to personally emulate a like rotating peeler. Which those ones sit at the front, and it does the same thing where it has a floating head, and it just turns the apple around the peeler. Well, the peeler sits there and puts pressure on it. It's also really easy to pull it towards you and to maintain control of the apple all the way through as you're going around. You don't necessarily have to pick off the stickers because you're peeling it, and well, an apple peeler is going to take and, rip it, which is pretty decent. But what you do, is you're going to take and start it on the top, and you're just going to put some pressure against it. Use your thumb as sort of a lever point to get that nice little bite. And once you have a bite going, all you have to do is rotate it. You're rotating the apple around the peeler. I'm not moving the peeler. I'm only moving the apple. And this does have a little bit of a soft spot in it, which that probably just came from this apple is like a week old. It was sitting in the fridge for a little bit. So it does have a little bit of natural breakdown. However, it's not enough to like you know, scare me off from cooking with it. I prefer to use a peeled apple for cooking over an apple with skin, just because skin tends to make the actual meat of the apple turn a little weird, in my opinion, and it kind of causes like the pill sort of effect that a lot of people don't like out of cooking apples. But it's all personal, you know. Some people cook theirs with the skin. Some people do it without. I mean, cannibals do the same thing, right? It's definitely cannibals. Some prefer it with skin. Some prefer it without. But we go ahead and just finish that up real quick. And as you can see, like, there's no effort involved. I just sat here and spun an apple, and I got everything from the center. Like, I don't really worry about the stuff on the top or the bottom, because the majority of the time when you're cutting these up, you're going to cut that off anyway. So there's one done. We'll go ahead and whip this one out real quick too. Again, you just need to get it started. Starting's kind of the hardest part about peeling apples. It's just getting the leverage right. But then once you figure that out, all you're doing is just walking the apple around your hand. And this is, I could actually, if I had a kitchen knife that was sharp enough to do this with, I could do it with a kitchen knife instead of with a peeler. It just looks a little bit more appealing. Get it? Get the joke? Appealing? Peeling apples. I got jokes. Okay. So this apple, from what I'm actually noticing, is it is a little bit close to being throwawayable. It is very soft once you get through the skin on it. So I actually have to be careful on this one that I don't keep my fingers too close to the blade, because if I do, it's going to cause me to nick myself, because this apple's just moving all over the place. Moving all over the place. But again, this is the first step. All we're doing is just peeling some apples here, and then we'll move into mixing wet and dry ingredients and getting all those together and actually building the cake itself. What is going to happen because of this is this apple is going to brown a little bit. I can negate that by dunking these apples into some lemon water, and the lemon water will keep it from turning brown super quick. It will still turn brown, it just buys me a little bit more time. Also, if you avoid touching the actual apple skin with your fingers, that'll keep it from turning brown as well. Because your oils and your fingers help the apple meat break down and oxidize quicker. Fun fact. I'm no scientist, though. Alright, so we're going to get it to bite. And then wind this down. And the only reason why I'm using this bowl instead of doing it just directly over the sink is that way you guys can see me. If I did it over the sink, you guys couldn't see my face at all. Plus, it's kind of nice to get off my feet for a minute, because I have been standing up for what feels like all day. Because I had to do some stuff to the kitchen. I had to clean the kitchen for one. Then after I cleaned the kitchen, I had to clean the backsplash, and then I had to take and do all the dishes, move everything out of the way, bring another light in here, set up lights underneath the sink so that people can see. Yeah, and it really doesn't like come out on this camera at all, because this camera isn't the best quality on the planet. But sooner or later, you know, I would love to have a cooking stream where I'm in a kitchen. It's actually like, you know, it has access for me to film from the front. So I could be sitting here and talking to you guys face on, because this kitchen that I'm in now, you can't do that. There's no space physically. And I tried to work it out to where you guys would be looking at me. However, it would be closer than even with the camera mounted on my monitor, which is not good. Okay. So this one is definitely pretty far gone. Yeah, that apple is, it's not the best. It's really not the best. So, but look at that. Almost every single one of those apples I peeled continuously. Like, I didn't break any of the peels in between peeling them. And I will throw that away instead of sticking it down the drain. And that's just because this garbage disposal doesn't really like woody stuff, which includes skins. Alright, so we got that done. I need a towel. Do that. Alright. So I'm actually going to cut these up real quick, like I said. Let me grab a cutting board. Woohoo! That wasn't important. Okay, so we got our cutting board. Grab me knife. That's a bread knife. Not a handle. Grab me knife. And we're just going to cut it down center ways. So, and this just makes it so it's flat. So you don't have to sit here and fight anything. You don't have to fight these little rolly bits, which you can just take and square that off like so. Square this off like so. And if I wanted to, I could cut apples this way. I'm going to try to cut them as universally as I can. Or uniformly as I can. That's the proper word. Uniform, not universal. And being that these apples are a little bit older, they are kind of peely, mealy, a little bit soft. So I do have to be careful with that. Alright. If you're ever curious on how you want to hold a kitchen knife properly, you actually want to choke up on it just a little ways. Kind of want to pinch it together. These knives have a terrible grip to them, so I'll actually cut my hand on this because it's kind of sharp. I could negate that by taking some sandpaper and sanding it down and making it smooth, but I would rather not do that. And I just want to make sure that these are kind of all as uniform as possible in thickness and in health for as long as you both shall live. I do. You may now kiss the bride. But the reason why you want to make sure that they're fairly uniform, yeah, right? You want to hold it by the blade. Duh. You want to hold it like this. But no. The reason why you want to keep them uniform is as you're cooking apples, if they are different in variation, it's going to give you a very different mouthfeel, depending on thick or thin, all that jazz. So like this one, I cut it way too thin. You can actually kind of see through it. That one is going to chew differently than the one underneath it, because the one underneath it is quite a bit thicker. All right. Yeah, the most fun part about doing any sort of pancake or cook like this is the fact that there's just a shit ton of prep work. There's all the prep work you have to do. A lot of people are like, oh, that never takes that long. It takes a while. But these apples are still really good. They're very sweet. Nice thing about cutting apples too is that they're kind of sticky enough that they'll stick to the blade, and you can actually use that little piece that's stuck there to figure out like how thick your next cut's gonna be. Oh, these little, tips and tricks. I'm full of them. Full of something. Okay. I'm gonna take this one. Put her down. And like I said, these are pretty mealy currently, so they're very soft, and the mouthfeel is kind of off. But that's all right. It's kind of my fault that I didn't actually check the apples before we went grocery shopping yesterday. So only I can be blamed for my insurrection. These would be very good applesauce apples. Growing up in the Pacific Northwest, we eat a lot of apples. Apples is kind of, everybody has an apple tree because, well, it's Pacific Northwest, and apples grow really well there. So like growing up, my grandma would always make apple butter and all sorts of apple things, and later on, I just kind of learned all these different tricks and, things from her to help me cook better. She technically is the one, her and my dad taught me how to cook. And later on in life is when I discovered, I actually like doing this. I don't like the dishes aspect and the dishes part, but I do like cooking. I really do. And yes, Boney, this is tips and kickflips. All these pieces that I'm actually throwing away, they're all very gross pieces. They're like not good. This is enough apple. It's more than enough apple. So, ooh. This apple's actually not good. So that was actually very lucky. And we ended up with like 2 full apples. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So I am going to take the pieces that have like the little weird hard parts to them and just cut those little hard parts off. Just kind of chop them down. And yeah, it is kind of a waste because then, you know, some of these have center pieces that are very central to it. But it is what it is. A little sacrifice is necessary time to time. There's only like 3 pieces in this one that I actually have to cut. They're all right there. And the reason for that is because they have seeds. And apple seeds can contain arsenic. Woohoo! Arsenic! Yeah, people, arsenic. You can actually boil down a bunch of apples and create arsenic. Woohoo! Not that I would know. Ask your parents. Alright. All the rest of these are just Gucci. KK. We do have a little bit here. All these little like brown parts are seeds. Again, don't want to eat those. Unless you want to. That's up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. If you're just all of a sudden one day like, yo, you know what sounds really good? To just eat some apple cores, right? Like, I know everybody has those moments, right? It's just one of those days where you want to eat some apple cores, you know? And I would advise against it. Highly, highly, highly. Anything else here that's kind of sus? No, just some stem pieces. Yeah, everything here looks fairly decent. Ooh, very decent. Cool, cool. So I will get this all together. Make sure that there aren't any weird parts, bips, and bobs. But I am going to stick this in a bucket, in a thing of water. So I have this bowl right here that I had the apple peels in. And I'm going to take and just fill it up with some tap water. I'm going to put some lemon in here. So what you do, if you ever want to keep apples that have been peeled and like cut, if you want to keep them from actually turning brown and gross and losing their sort of malleability, is you want to take them and put them in some lemon water. You just want to give them a bath. You don't want to necessarily keep them in there for like overnight, but you can keep them in there for a minute. So we'll take some lemon. And all that is just some lemon juice. And what this does is it will not affect the flavor of the apples at all. You're giving the apple some citric acid, and the citric acid adds a coating. It actually breaks down a little bit of the outside cells, and it causes the apple to have like a barrier around it, a protective sheet and barrier. So we're going to drop this in there. This as well. On top of, like, you know, there are a bunch of little bits and pieces that are attached to the apple, just from cutting it, like little bits of stem and such. So that just also helps clean those off. If there are any critters hanging around in here, it'll clean those off too. It'll actually kill them. Because this concentration of lemon water is enough to kill like little bugs and stuff too, if there's any little bugs hanging around. Because you may think that just running your apple under normal water is fine. However, like, that won't kill any bugs that are inside the apple. Because a bunch of fruits and vegetables will have bugs inside of them. You just eat them. It's part of your natural process. So a little extra protein every now and then. Never actually hurt anybody. Right? So we're just going to keep them in there. that won't hurt them. Again, it's they're apples and lemon water. Like, that won't hurt them at all. They'll be just fine. All right, the sheet's still out there. Baking sheet's still out there. Everything's still on it. So I think we're good under that boat. We do need, though, we need have the milk out already. Or I don't. I put it away. Good job. Yay me. I need my milk, flour, salt, nutmeg, butter. Butter. And it's 3 tablespoons of butter, which seems like not enough. It honestly does not seem like enough butter for a German pancake. Because German pancakes are kind of notorious for taking a shit ton of butter. Like a butt and a half of butter. Woo! Dying here. Don't mind me. Okay. So we are going to grab the milk. I already have some eggs sitting out for this that it calls for. I pulled those out earlier because you want them room temperature. It has to do with being able to whip them and properly prep them. Okay, so we are going to start, and this is the way these pancakes start. All right, you got to start with your cast iron in the oven. You got to preheat the oven with your cast iron in it. 1 sec. Alright. So, we're going to take our cast iron skillet, which I have sitting over here. We're going to put it in the oven and preheat the oven to 425. Just putting some stuff up. Woo! And dying. Both at the same time. I'm efficient. I'm a very efficient person. Okay. So, I need to take this bad boy. This is my cast iron that I'm using. It's just a lodge. It's nothing, you know. Cast iron is kind of cast iron, you know. You can get them in all different shapes and sizes. Magical stuff. But again, we're going to set that in there at 425. And we want it to preheat with that in there. And the whole concept of that is by putting the cast iron in the oven and having the oven heat up with it in there, it takes less energy for that oven to maintain that temperature when you pull that out and put it back in there. It doesn't take a lot of energy for that to get heated up again. And I'm just going to kind of make sure that these are all covered. Apples float. Be aware. All right. Next step. Okay. In a blender, combine the eggs, milk, flour, salt, and nutmeg. Cover and process until smooth. So I don't have a blender, as like Phony was witness to, and if anybody was in here when I was crushing stuff was witness to. I don't really have a blender. I have an immersion blender. I can use that. You just put them all in a bowl and you know, like that. That's the proper way to do it. So let's go ahead and do that. Why not? All right, eggs, milk, flour, salt, and nutmeg. Cool. I'm going to use a tall bowl. I prefer to have height over length. What up, mind? Yo, thanks for the raid, dude. What's going on, amigo? Hell yeah. Oh, I'm cooking good looking. That's what's going on. What you know about it? I'm making your country's dish, right? Not schnitzel, not like sausage, not any of that. It's German pancakes. We're just for the time being. Right? Right? There you go. Hey, there's apples sitting in a bath of lemon water for you. You know, that's what we're working on. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. It might just be because of like the area that I'm in. It's very much it's very much not the best section of my apartment, my kitchen. It's actually one of the worst. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to a cooking stream. This is actually the first time I've done this. Normally I play some zombies, but today you get a little bit of IRL. You get some of me. We made some Cheetos mac and cheese earlier. We're making Cheetos mac and cheese balls. They're actually sitting outside. This is flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese. If anybody is curious as to the color and consistency, it's not great. It doesn't taste great. It's honestly not the best shit on the planet. I would very much like to send this to some people. Oh, sure, mind. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it by any means. But we also have the jalapeno one. I'm not like eating all of this, so what's going on, Power Cat? Right? There you go. Yeah. But instead it's the flaming hot, you know, this is the speedy edition. This is like the special edition. Mac and cheese is gonna come for it. Like, you know, the Cheetos mac and cheese is gonna come for the KFC gaming system. That is for sure. We will make that happen. I have a bunch of balls, of Cheetos mac and cheese balls that I made before everybody got here. They're actually out on my porch right now, freezing because it's so cold outside. I can legitimately just put a tray of something outside and have it freeze for me. Because my freezer's tiny. This kitchen is tiny. Like I can arm span to arm span almost this entire kitchen, which is terrible. Anyway, we're getting into the super happy fun time part of this, which is throwing everything in here and getting the immersion blender out and doing our old thing. Actually need to do the thing and grab that. Okay, got the immersion blender. No, not by any means. Mind, I really wish I had a better camera. Like, that's the only thing that I really, like, would make this stream better, would be a better camera. The mic, it's just like, well, I don't have an actual, like, lav mic that I could carry around with me, and I didn't want you guys to listen to this audio. Because the audio for my laptop is shit. It is so bad. It is legitimately one of the worst. So I need... Okay, I'm just looking at measurements here. My camera, or my phone is right here. It is a very good mic. I honestly really enjoy it, especially with the whole thing of me sitting here earlier and turning it down. Like, I turned the volume down in my OBS, and I used a blender right next to it, and it worked just fine. Yeah, it's a blue Yeti, mind. I got this used on eBay for, I think, $55. I'm really good when it comes to eBay auctions and being able to get good deals. My Sennheiser 598 headphones that I put on, those ones, I got those for under $100, and those are like $150 headphones. Got those on eBay. But yes, I would definitely recommend, if you're looking into getting one, a Yeti is a great way to start into it because you don't need an audio interface. It is so nice. It is so nice to not have to use that audio interface. However, I will, sooner or later, use an audio interface. I want to get big boy enough like that to have like a full-on audio interface, use like a Sennheiser mic, like a cardioid mic. Oh, man, I'm sitting over here just like nerding out, and I don't even, you know, I don't even have that equipment. But then again, later on down the line, I am going to be doing like audio engineering and mixing and all that. So I do need, you know, some decent equipment. I can actually justify it in a way. We need 3/4 of a cup. So I'm just going to use a cup and kind of eyeball the rest. This is definitely the way you do it, right? You eyeball it. I'm just gonna say there's so much air in this that yeah, it's good. It's good. What? You don't want that ASMR? Power Cat, you don't want the flour bag ASMR? I apologize. That is my bad. Oh, it's true ASMR though. It sounds so good. So good. I forgot to check if we had. Oh, we do have confectioner sugar. Yes. Yes. Good. Nice. I didn't check that beforehand. Need to add my 3 eggs. So I did prepare 3 eggs earlier. The thing about German pancakes, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, man, but you want to use room temperature eggs. You don't want to use like cold eggs, because if you use cold eggs, it's wrong. Thank you, Mind. I appreciate it. You'll definitely appreciate the end product though. That's what I'm definitely looking forward towards. I haven't had an apple pancake in such a long time. You use cold. I actually read that you should use warm for it because it helps with the gluten build. I think it's only that way if for room temperature, if it's actually like if you're using something that's going to build up gluten. So any sort of bread, I think you want to use room temperature. There is a very good cookbook actually on like the science behind everything. And I know you're supposed to take and crack eggs in a bowl before, you know, doing it like this so that you don't get shell and everything, but there is a cookbook called the science of, it's either taste or whatever, but thanks for stopping by, Power Cat. I do appreciate it. It was kind of a bummer we weren't able to play very much on Friday, but hey, there will be other Fridays, and hopefully we can play together on the next go around. I think that'll be a blast, because I had an absolute blast on Friday. If anybody else was here, it was a good time. we played some Jackbox with Mind, and we had Power Cat in for just a little bit. But hopefully we can get her in later on, because man, we were cracking each other up. We are not good influences on one another. I also we also got Mind to drink quite a bit of rosé. Okay, I need to catch that before it gets dangerous. No. Okay, got it. Yep. Whoop. Okay. These eggs, because the shells are warm, it makes it harder to crack. Because they like to split differently on the membrane when they're warm versus cold.
Isn't that great?
You gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Okay. So it said to do that, the butter. Okay. Milk, flour, salt, and nutmeg. So I have the flour and the eggs. I need milk, salt, and nutmeg. So milk, we are going to use a cup. Milk. I need somebody milk. Not just anybody milk. Not just 2%, but milk. Is that right? That's the song, right? And then we're going to add salt and nutmeg after this. And yes, this is, ain't you got the... That was dumb. You're always supposed to do that over the bowl, Michael. Over the bowl! Over the river and through the woods, and some milk on the floor it goes. Okay. Oops. Mobby. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But I was saying it's lactose-free milk. I'm actually not a big milk drinker or anything, and I would much prefer to have lactose-free milk. Plus, the fiance kind of needs it. Or else she'll die. She'll die. Oh, look at how professional I am, ladies and gentlemen. Just spilling milk all over the place. Don't mind me. Don't thank me. Thank milk. Milk. Just get him some fucking milk, Josh. Yeah, just get him some milk. some milk. And I need... And then it's just nutmeg, right? Yep. Salt and nutmeg. So a half teaspoon salt. I have kitchen salt over here. Alright. And then nutmeg. I do have some fresh nutmeg. Do you guys ever do fresh nutmeg? Because fresh nutmeg is where it's at. You just grab one of these bad mamma jammas right here. See how it's already kind of sanded down? So we take the fresh nutmeg, we take our plain, which is right here, and then we just take and shave some into it. Ow! Don't do your skin, because skin doesn't taste very good. But that is about enough. There. And I'm just putting this up there for now. I will clean it later. Don't worry. Don't worry. I just want it out of the way and not in the sink. All right. So that should be everything we need. And then we're going to take and immersion blend this all together. So grab the immersion blender here. The wonderful, wonderful world of immersion blending is open to you and all of your family. Come on down to the Immersion Blender Museum. Open Monday till Friday till 8. Saturday, Sunday till 5. Okay, so we take this, clip that on there. Okay, who knows how well this is going to turn out. So I'm going to turn the volume down so that you guys don't just die from the sound, because it'll be mighty loud.
But it still allows me to come in here and have a good, intimate chat with people. It's pretty great.
Enjoy it. Alright, so take this, put that in there. Alright, who's ready to party? Who's ready to party? Okay. What? Oh. It's working. It's working. I love this noise. It's great. Oh, Power Cat. Also, thanks for the follow. Sorry, I just now caught it. It just now popped up an alert for me. The system has its problems every now and then, you know? So this is almost going to be like a grape sort of batter once I'm done with it. So it's almost like just making a massive grape then, right? Probably shouldn't like turn this on while it's in here. Okay. So we are doing something. We're doing something. It's not like terrible by any means. I need a spatula. SpongeBob, where's me spatula? Just to make sure that everything is like off the bottom. Aesthetic. Just go ahead and give it a quick rundown like that. smush. A little smush, right? Yeah, that's what we need. That's really what we need. All right. So just a little bit more and we'll be good. All right. Perfect. Nailed it. All right. So we are still just waiting on nothing more than. Actually, it went off. So we have that in there. But we also have our immersion blended concoction now, which it honestly looks really good. Not gonna lie, that looks really good. So there are just like one or two lumps in it, but like considering, that's pretty damn decent. I should have sprayed. I know it sounds weird, but I should have sprayed the bowl with Pam before doing that. It would have made the bowl slick. Okay, so now comes the exciting part. We're gonna have to pull the cast iron out of the oven. We're gonna have to put butter in it, like directly in it, which is all sorts of fun. Let's see. All right. Add butter to skillet. Return to oven until butter bubbles. Pour batter into skillet. Bake uncovered for 20 minutes or until pancake puffs and edges are brown and crisp. Combine the apples, butter, and sugar. Oh, I'm supposed to add butter and sugar to this as well. Okay. Butter and sugar. Cook and stir over a medium heat until apples are tender. Spoon into baked pancakes. Sprinkle with confectioner's sugar. Cut and serve immediately. Should I do that? Should I? Kind of tempted to put them on there. Cook it for a little bit, put them on there, and then like cover it in sugar and just bake it the rest of the way. I think that might be the best. Bake it for like 10 minutes. Or, oh, well, I mean, I could have to do that. Well, I'm gonna give it a go by putting it on there and putting it in the oven. I think that's honestly gonna be the best way to do it. So, until then, we're gonna have to move this out of the way. I'll just put that right there for now. And then I'm going to take and I need that. Need this. Ooh, it's a little smoky. It's just a little smoky. So what I need, oh man, that's very smoky. Woohoo! Woo! Yeah, I didn't realize it was gonna smoke up like that. But then I need to do butter. How much butter? Butter, 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 butter. 3 tablespoons of butter. All right. 3 tablespoons. All right, and I want to cut them up into like little pads instead of just throwing the whole fucking thing in there because that could turn out bad. Yo, you like it? You like how smoky it is in here? You like how dusty it is in here? We're about to throw some butter into a hot skillet. You ready for this? I like getting butter all over my hands. Makes it more fun. 1, 2, 3. Ah, shit. One has a piece of wax on it. There we go. Aha! I got it! I got it! That's great. I ended up managing to get it out of there. Okay, so I have to actually put that back in the oven now. It was like, until butter bubbles. Butter's fucking bubbling, that's for sure. Not gonna lie there, Chief. Butter is definitely bubbling. Definitely. I'm glad that I have a oven light on this oven. My old oven actually didn't have a light at all, and it was terrible. Making some Marry Me chicken tonight. Hell yeah, dude. That'll be a blast. Dude, I mean, I'm never good with like actually frying. So, yeah, Marry Me chicken would be kind of out of the picture. Use an air fryer. I use an air fryer for everything. It's almost there. It's almost there. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of my Valentine's Day thing, is an apple German pancake. It's pretty romantic, right? Don't you think? Isn't that pretty great? What's more romantic than like, hey, I put a skillet in the oven. All right. Okay. All right, now's the super fun part. That's super hot, and it's going really hard, and we just have to pour, yeah, we have to pour the batter into it. How can this go wrong, right? God, I didn't think this one through, did I? I did not think this one through. Okay. I'm gonna have to do apples real quick. Real quick. And it's gonna kind of sink down into what I'm doing here. That's quite alright. Because I want these to cover the majority of it. I know this is like kind of the most uninteresting stuff to watch, but I have to do this so quickly, in terms of like being able to get it on there before it gets gross. So, because it's cooking, it's in a cast iron, so it's already cooking. We got this bad mamma jamma going. She is rearing, ripping, and ready to go. Like, hey, give me them apples. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you them apples. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how he said it. Okay. I'm gonna layer a few more in the center of this, and I'm gonna kind of stack them in a way that doesn't make any sense. Ooh, perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go. There we go. And then we are going to just take and do Haas. Do Haas, maybe. Do some... Never mind. We need to do sugar. Actually, we're going to go even crazier. We're going to do honey. We're going to do honey. Apple and honey. Apple and honey. So I think honey is going to go a little bit better in terms of like turning gold. I think honey is just a little bit more fitting for an apple pancake. You know? Don't you? Because that's going to caramelize like none other. All right, so 20 minutes. 20 minutos. We got that bad boy in there, all right? 20 minutos. So we'll go ahead and slimmer her in there. There we go. All right. Actually, I'm going to up it a little bit. We're going to do 24 minutes because I am up at elevation. I would much rather use like elevation measurements on that than anything else. So I do have some leftover apples. Actually, I have a lot of leftover apples. For topping in a skillet, combine apples, butter, and sugar. Cook and stir over medium heat until apples are tender. Spoon into the pancakes. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. So I'm definitely not doing any of that. I am going to go ahead and grab the. Actually, I'm going to clean this up first. Just kind of get everything in the sink and out of the way so I can bring the air fryer in here. Because the air fryer is going to be the next thing we're going to be using. It's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and pop this end of the dingamahoo off. Stick that in there. Get these out of the way. We'll just move our apples. We're going to put that knife over there. We're going to move this, grab that. Okay. Just kind of moving everything out of the way, getting it prepared for the good old air fryer, right? We got this on a stool. Stool might be the best place for it. In all honesty, I don't know where I'm going to put that. That might just have to be the best spot right there. Okay. Still have some honey on my hand. Honey on your hand. It's really good. I should have just licked it off. I'm going to go grab the air fryer and move this out of the way. This can actually. That can go on the stool, yes. Got a clean area. I don't like setting the air fryer onto any place that's like wet or dirty, just because I don't want to get like anything underneath it. And the mic is going to have to move. So we are going to pick you up and carry you centrally over this way. All right. So the reason why I moved this is just because I want to, I don't want you guys to be sitting over here hearing nothing but as the air fryer's going, because that's the sound the air fryer makes. This. Wait, up on the counter. So this is a Ninja Foodie with like the, I don't know, the tender crisp technology is what it says. But it is just an air fryer. It's an air fryer with like a bunch, with a pressure cooker built into it, which is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I've used like every feature of this thing so far. In terms of like, I've cooked with it with a pressure cooker. I've done mac and cheese in it as a pressure cooker. That was pretty fun. And I use it almost every day. Just because I eat chicken sandwiches for like my lunch right before I get on to stream. So I use it every day. I love the damn thing. We do have another air fryer that we kind of upgraded to this from. And I absolutely love it. The whole thing of having the ability to do any sort of pressure cooking stuff now is great. I'm going to go grab the Cheetos balls. I said balls. And we will go ahead and get this thing cranking. I will be right back. Let's see how well our outdoor is. Actually freezing to this pan. That is so cold. Okay, that did most definitely. So fun fact, when it's almost -degrees outside, it turns into a perfect freezer. These are very frozen. They are very frozen. The recipe doesn't say to have them this frozen, so I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out now. Although this recipe has kind of been bullshit so far, as far as everybody's kind of seen. So it's going to be 360 degrees for 30 minutes. Wait, 360 degrees for 10 minutes. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. Okay. So we're going to remove the top part. Wow. It's actually like, there's condensation building up now. That's crazy. Okay. So, when I have to try to get these off, I got a better idea. Alright, so instead of fighting them, I'm just going to kind of grab them. So this is what they currently look like. They are frozen. They are most definitely cold. I'm just taking and putting them directly in there. And I can kind of just scrape them off, which is kind of nice. So there's the second. Oh, I can space these out very well. That is gorgeous. Okay. So this is the one that looks like the best in terms of all the ones that I made. This one I have the highest hopes for. It has a crazy amount of like big Cheetos stuck to it, so it's even more like appetizing. All right, and then I'm gonna add this bad boy, one of the neon red ones. Oh god, that is that is something. Okay, so 360 degrees for 10 minutes is what it said. I still have three more left. So 360 for 10 minutes. And then as this starts up, I'm actually going to go and take and put this back outside to freeze them back up again and keep them frozen. So, look, I'm an idiot. I turned this off.
That's not what you're supposed to do. Oh, this dumbass over here is just turning all this stuff on for no reason.
Okay, 360 and 10 minutes. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to go put this back outside. You know, the good old outdoor freezer. I will be right back. Hoping that it's not going to stick as much snow to the bottom as it did coming in here, because this thing is just hard. The cat's like, what the hell? That is the scariest thing I can imagine. Okay, yeah, what's that spooky? That fall over on you? Oh no. Oh, the cat is like scared to death right now because of that whole thing. Alright. So let's check out. Oh. Yo. Yo. This pancake is going to be so damn good. I am so stoked for it. Oh my god. We are in for a nice treat. We are in for a very nice treat. I honestly think with how soft these are, it's going to turn out a little bit better. How soft the apples are, that is. Whoa, what's going on out there, big stretches? Okay. So as I sit here with all this noisy equipment going off around me, how's everybody going? This is like it feels so good to be off my feet after that entire period of just running around and like peeling stuff and mixing stuff together and trying to make all this work. I should probably stick a pan underneath that. That is a big must. I don't want to have gross shit coming out all over the place in the oven. Oh, that's turning out beautiful. Oh, that smells so good. There's so much butter in that thing. Not gonna lie, that thing is like 99% butter. It is so good. I am so stoked for it. But anyway, oh, my feet are killing me right now. So we have 7 minutes left on this. We have 14 minutes left on that. So we'll be able to get all of our Cheetos done, the Cheetos mac and cheese and all that. We'll be able to get all that done before, or like right at the same time as that getting finished. This lined up perfectly. So in terms of, if anybody's ever looking for like a thing to do for a Sunday or a weekend, or you want to impress some of your friends, you know, make something weird, you're looking to do like a party or some shit, German pancake and Cheetos mac and cheese balls, they go hand in hand, I guess, in terms of like cooking time and cooking them together, because they will both be finished at the same time, which is fantastic to think about. I can smell this. And in terms of like the actual, it smells like Cheetos. It does. It 100% smells like nothing but Cheetos. And I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This might honestly be like one of the most disgusting things I have ever made, or one of the best things I've ever made. We're definitely just gonna have to see. Like it is so up in the air right now that we could potentially end up with a fantastic, you know, sort of weird concoction and do this again, or something else. Yo, what's going on, Joshy Poo? We're getting our Cheetos mac and cheese balls almost done. Because, you know, it's super fun that way, dude. Don't you agree? Isn't that great? So, I'm not sure if I can actually do it or not, but they should make it a way. They should make a way to allow me to just go ahead and go into the Twitch app and start using this as a secondary camera so that I could move around and do stuff. There's third-party apps to do it, but there's no like support for it natively in the app right now, which is kind of a bummer. And again, I do apologize that this is kind of a weird-ass setup. I'll take a picture of this later, and if you're in the Discord, I'll post it in the Discord for how I have this stream set up right now, because it's very ad hoc. It's very slopped together in terms of like, I have an extension cord that's sitting on the counter over here that has like lights plugged into it and my laptop and all that. It's great. So Josh, I actually would do that. However, one of the big things is I would have to have that GoPro plugged in. So I'd be wired. I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. The biggest reason why I wanted to do something in terms of like bringing that camera with me and having a second camera would be taking you guys outside with me so I could show you. A super long wire. Yeah, I got that down pat. However, I could take this mic and I could just walk around with it and be a Billy Badass by, you know, sitting there with a with a big ass mic. Ooh, man, this pancake is gonna be the bee's knees. It really is. I'm so stoked for it. 4 minutes left to go. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact left on the fryer here. We'll see what comes out of it. It's the most exciting part of this is just getting to see what comes out of a mad concoction that is this. However, it's great for Valentine's Day, you know. Just get yourself some Cheetos mac and cheese and a bunch of Cheetos and mash them all together. Make yourself a deep fried Cheetos mac and cheese balls. I am honestly kind of dreading eating these after eating like all three of the mac and cheeses and knowing what they taste like. On top of knowing everything else is ugh, right cheesy. There's nothing more romantic than just a bunch of cheesy balls. It's the best thing on the planet. It's really what gets the people going, gets them all jazzed up. It's crazy how the pancake just puffs up in there. I wish I could take and show without messing up the entirety of like where my camera is for the stream. Um, but you'll have to take my word for it. Once I pull this thing out, it's magical. It's gonna be so good. I honestly wish, Josh, that I had a bigger kitchen just so that I could have like a proper camera angle for people to view in terms of like cooking and baking and all that. Because this is kind of a shit angle. All you can see is this, me. Some of the sink. Not even. And there's a reason why. Like, the sink is full of dishes right now. There's just tons of shit in the in the sink for it. Just great. It's coming up so tall right now. for the pancake. It's starting to push the apples up. But I covered the apples in honey. And for some reason it doesn't look like they're really like glazing up at all. I may have to make a quick simple syrup and put it over it. Let it harden. Because it looks kind of weird. Not gonna lie. I'm used to a hell of a lot more sweet looking stuff. A lot stickier. But I don't want to open that up anymore because it'll let out all the heat and it'll collapse on itself. So that's the thing about German pancakes is when you're cooking it in a hot skillet like that, when you pour the batter in, it instantly starts to rise. That bottom part automatically starts to cook, starts to harden, and it starts to rise. It's starting to heat up and it's starting to, add air into it. The gluten's starting to rise a little bit. And as it sits there in the oven, keeps going up, it builds itself up, and then it reaches like a pinnacle point where it'll stop and it'll just sit there. Being that it has apples on top of it, it has a lot more work to do. So it's gonna be a lot denser. It's done. It's gonna be a lot denser than what it normally would be. Okay. So again, sorry for the terrible noise that entire time. That was not my intention. It just, it's the way it happened to work, so. Alright. The first batch of experimental stuff is done. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm kind of scared. Okay, well, we'll see how they turned out, though.
I need some tongs. Tong. Got me some tongs. I'm now dangerous because I got some tongs.
Alright. I don't know what I'm expecting in here, but it's not good. Oh, God. Okay. So they did something. Harry, what's going on, amigo? Welcome, sir. Welcome. We got some deep fried Cheetos mac and cheese balls in here. Some air fried. I'll correct myself. Air fried. And this is my first time seeing them. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm pretty conflicted. But oh, what is going on in here? Breakfast. Oh. Okay, they're holding together. So there's the first one. This one is the jalapeno. This one is the jalapeno one. Now, this one, like I said before, this one was the one I had the highest hopes for. This is my son. My son! Sorry if that was super loud. I didn't notice that I was going to peak it like that, but this is how the first one turned out. So it doesn't... That is hot as shit. So it is cohesive, it is whole. It has other pieces of Cheeto on it, actually. I know that looks as appetizing as possible, but just you wait. Just you wait. There's more. There is more. There are 3 more in here. 2 of them are the same, but 3 more in here. Ready for this? All right. So I'm going to try to grab one of the original ones out. This is one of the biggest ones that I made. They kind of hook together. Oh. Okay. Got that one. And I'll show you guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll show you guys. Here's 2. Yeah, this one looks radioactive. I swear. This one legitimately looks like I'm gonna go to the hospital after eating it. Oh, Lord. Okay. So, y'all ready for this? So I'm not sure if y'all are honestly ready for this. Because, like, that is a platter of colors. That is a platter of colors. That is as neon and, like, colorful as you can honestly get. Not sure how I feel about them. They turned out, they're all the way cooked through. Everything is, everything's solid on them. They're all, you know, they're solid. They're just really hot right now because they just came out of there. So I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think of these? I honestly want to know, like, a second opinion of what you guys think. So here's another just go look at it. Okay, if you're just tuning in now, these are air fried Cheetos mac and cheese balls, right? So I just want to see what you guys think of it. Any concepts, any ideas on what you think? This might turn into something else. Just realized I have flour on it. Okay. So one sec. Okay. I had to ask the caretaker on like what she thought, right? And she's in the same boat with me with these colors, because it's colorful, and I honestly think I'm gonna be the only one to be touching these or eating them at all, because she just was like, nope. Okay, so I am gonna try one of the original ones first. Ready? So this is the original. Like I said, they're together. They are cohesive. They're all set up. But let me see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna try the other one now. The pancake's almost ready. I'm gonna try the one I don't want to eat. And the one I'm honestly, like, dreading the most is this one. Okay? So, and I'll let you guys know my impressions after. So this one's the jalapeno one. The one I'm really not looking forward to. It's got chunks. It's got chunks of Cheeto on it. Big ass chunks of it. So. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. that one? That one's onto something. Okay, so I'm just gonna butter this up real quick. And by butter this up, I just mean do something real quick. Still trying to mull over that. And what I actually think of it. Because it's a little bit painful. In all honesty. This is so much apple. I added way too much apple to this. That's for sure. That is for damn sure. Way too much apple, sir. Way too much apple. Okay. I'm just gonna let that caramelize real quick. I'm not even gonna set a timer on it because I'm just gonna try the last one. And then we'll dive into that. Alright. So that's number 2. Okay. Now number 3. God, this one's gonna suck. Number 3. Okay. This one's the Flamin' Hot. Super neon. Super fucking neon. Like, look at that. That is like an unnatural red. It's like a fire truck red. Okay. Oh. That one's difficult. That one's really difficult. Okay. So that one's done. So impressions. Impressions. What do I think of this myriad of neon colors? Of concoctionary just confection. The original ones? No. They're not good. These ones, they turned out super dry for some reason. On top of like I don't necessarily know how to put it, but like it's really it tastes really dry and it's really bland. There's not that much cheese to it. I think that if it had more cheese, it would be better. If it had like some actual cheese in it as the glue, like I was saying before, I think that would have been better. I think that would have been a hell of a lot better. The jalapeno one, surprising. It makes it better. It makes it so much better. Both the Cheetos and the mac and cheese itself, it tastes way better with like a crunch to it. I don't know what it is, but just combining them both, I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy it too with the big chunks of the Cheeto in there as well. It adds like a good texture. The Flaming Hot one is really good. It has good flavor to it. It's hot. It's nice and spicy. It's the same as like the normal one. There's just the barest hint of Le Mans to it. Just the barest hint. But overall, I would rate these like a 3 out of 10. They are they're not good. They're not good. I was really hoping that like by mixing them both together and giving it kind of a different texture that it would make the mac and cheese better. But it didn't. It didn't. I don't know entirely where that came from, but like yeah, they're not the best. I would definitely serve these in a bar if I wanted to, like, have a unique pub fare. I would do that, but I would add a hell of a lot more cheese. That actually might be a decent idea, but, like, at the same time, though, I don't think it'd be that fantastic. What's up, Eagle? Yo, dude, you're catching just the very tail end of my Cheetos thoughts. Which I will say, not the best. Not the best by any means. I am gonna keep these to, like, take a picture of and everything to be able to post them up, but yeah, overall, rated a 3 out of 10. Not really that great, not the dandiest thing on the planet. Would definitely recommend a steer against trying to add this together. But again, I think if I added real cheese to it, it would have been so much better. If I would have just melted down, added a little bit of queso, something to where it would have hardened up, and it would have been a little bit better, especially with the original one. The original one, if I would have dumped a ton of cheddar cheese into it and let it melt up, and then, like, harden into just a ball, that would have been so good. Or do, like, a baked mac and cheese with it. If I did a baked mac and cheese with it, I bet you it would turn out a hell of a lot better. This is not the last we have seen of Cheetos mac and cheese, though. By any means. By any means of the words. This shit's gonna stick around. Because I'm not a big fan of it, for one. They aren't soggy. They're actually dry. And they're actually impressively dry. They're not that greasy, which I was expecting a ton of grease in it, but no grease. It's not like, it doesn't feel that oily. In fact, it actually feels like it took a lot of the oil out of the Cheeto. Because the Cheetos themselves, if you want to see something pretty nasty, I kept this around without cleaning it. Right? How does that look to you, Power Cat? Just in your honest opinion, how do you think it turned out? Because I can tell you, I'm gonna make other things out of this Cheetos mac and cheese. But in terms of, like, edibility and being able to actually sit here and eat all of these and polish it off, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, hey, there's not, that's like the best answer. That's why I said it's like a 3 out of 10. It's not the best, but there's potential here. Add cheese to it, add a little bit more spice to it, I think. Keep the Cheetos around, but just do, like, one dusting of a single one. I would actually cut out all of the jalapeno Cheetos ones, because those just aren't that great. Yeah, and, like, so I've eaten all of them. But, like, the Cheetos one, so it's funny because even when the noodles have crunch to them, like, that noodle has all the crunch to it. That tastes so much like just a normal fucking flaming hot Cheeto. And, like, the texture and everything is so much better than what it is normally. Yeah, it looks like fried chicken. It kind of does. Yeah, it's on that weird orange to where, like, the camera captures it very weird. But no, like, it's just super bland. Although, I made these ones tall enough to where it didn't get hard all the way through. So it still has, like, a soft, squishy center. So, that's fun. I mean, it's a good try. But what's also kind of cool is this, uh-oh. I didn't deep fry it. I air fried it. So I think deep frying would actually be worse for it. Just because of how greasy the Cheetos are. I think that if you actually deep fried it, it would taste worse. But check that out. And this is from when I blended them up to make how much grease and oil is in that. That's just Cheetos. And that's flaming hot Cheetos, and that's jalapeno Cheetos. Which is kind of gross. Not gonna lie. Gonna throw that one out there, Chief. Not gonna lie. It's not it's not the best thing on the planet. But I air fried it here in the good old Ninja Foodie. which I really enjoy. It crisped it up a lot. It actually made it very crunchy, very crispy. Pulled a lot of the air out of it, or pulled a lot of the oil out of it, and it left a very good product. Sheep top covered chicken. Mmm. You might be onto something there, Star. You might be onto something there, Star. I could do that. I could do Cheeto air fried mac and cheese. Or Cheeto air fried chicken. Ooh, I could do that. Yeah, I could totally do that. I actually really enjoy like fried chicken. So check this out though. So this is an apple German pancake, so known as a Dutch baby or an oven baby. And it's honey and apple with a ton of butter. And look at how that turned out. Doesn't that look so good? Doesn't that just look fantastic? Those apples turned out just so great. And this one, like, this is the second time I've done this. Oh, doesn't it though, Kat? Oh my god. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up. And I'm sorry that it's kind of off screen. Actually, let me move this. I need to leave this out so it'll cool down. Because the top of it stays really hot, so does the inside. But let me... it's here. Yep, it's in here. Okay. So we're going to grab that. I'm going to take this. And so what you're traditionally supposed to do with this is you're supposed to flip it onto a plate and have it upside down. I'm kind of tempted to serve it. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to serve it that way. I think it might turn out a little better. 25 away from God. Hey, there you go. Or if you haven't noticed there, Star, I did add a new incentive on there as well today. I added a new big one for the community, kind of for the group. It's I think it's pretty good. I think it'll be pretty fun if you guys actually hit it. Just because, like, I know all the words to it. I'm kind of weird. I know all the words to that song on top of, I can sing. I can sing pretty well. Oh, straight from the pan. I kind of want to dress it up the proper way, though. I kind of want to make this thing look sexy. You know what I mean? Sexy food. There's nothing better than some sexy food. And then you cut it. You cut it with a pizza thing, but you do that on the plate. So what I'm gonna do here first, because I am I'm one of those guys, and this just looks so damn good. I'm gonna take a picture of it, and then I'm gonna take a picture of these two together, and just be like, yeah, this is my Valentine's Day. Oh Lord. Oh, that looks so good. That turns out so good. Okay. So, now it's time for the fun part. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the plate on top. That is still pretty warm, but we're going to put the plate on top. And we're going to have to do this in kind of one smooth motion, right? So we put the plate over it. I grab my other one. Right? Then we flip. Do the flip. Just a little spanky, you know, gotta burp it out of there. That smells so good. Oh my god. Oh, this is heaven right here. I have created heaven. Oh my god. That smells so damn good. It is like, that is like flan on the bottom, if you can see that. See how sticky and ooey and gooey and runny that is? That's all honey and butter that all melted together on the bottom, and it made like a flan layer. Oh, doesn't that look so good, Star? Like, so I flipped it over. Oh, that is gonna be a blast. That is gonna be an absolute blast. So like I said before, the proper way to cut it is with the pizza cutter. It really is. It's the easiest way to get through all the like all the layers of stuff if you put anything in it, on top of like evening it up pretty well. So you just crush it, just run it through, like so. Doesn't that just look so good? Oh man, I am like straight up salivating right now. This is my Pavlov's ball right here. My Pavlov's dog thing is nothing more than an apple German pancake. I can see underneath the layers. This thing is gorgeous. Holy shit. It smells perfect. And it looks like the everything turned out right. It's supposed to have like a crepey, very eggy interior to it, and that is exactly where we're at. Let me grab another plate here. Do you want a slice of it? The what? In a bit? Okay. Just have to share the wealth if I can, alright? We'll grab this. Grab a fork. We're going to grab ourselves a nice slice here. This is like an upside down German apple pie. Oh, my apples! My apples! They fell out! It fell out! Oh! Oh! I'll steal some of this one. Why not? I'm going to eat the whole thing anyway. But look at that. Doesn't that just look so good? And if you look at like the layer of actual dough on it, it is perfect. Doing that immersion blender instead of like a normal blender, it turned out like damn perfect. So let's go ahead and give this thing a sample. I'm gonna eat this whole piece, not gonna lie. Even if it's like kind of I'm still gonna eat the whole thing because it smells so good. Can't talk, must eat more. No. You get in my mouth. Just. That is so good. That turned out so good. Alright. I mean, Power Guy, you do have a point. I could have just slid it on there. But you flip it upside down to get it out of the cast iron because you don't want to use metal on a cast iron. So you want to just get it out of the cast iron, and the easiest way to do that is to just flip it over. Which, even if I would have had like a glass container that I would have done it in, then it would have been safe. But you don't want to do that in cast iron because it'll fart it up. It'll fart it up. But oh my god, this is amazing. That honey, doing the honey instead of like putting the apples together and caramelizing them in a pan. This turned out so well. The honey complements the apples so very well on top of like, with this dough, it tastes like you're eating just a honey crepe. If you're just eating the dough right now. It is so fantastic. I love it. I am gonna 100% make this again. And listen to this, just, I'm not even sure if you can hear that. It is such a light crunch on that crust. It turned out so good. So smooth on the bottom and everything. I didn't overcook it. That's a really easy thing to do with these, is to overcook them. Because if you overcook it, it burns a little bit, and it's not as sweet. But this one, hot damn. You can just call me the original Pancake House. That's like the level I'm on right here. That is so good. Next time, I'm gonna use a. There you go, Power Cat. Hey, if I actually would have had honey, that probably would have been, or not honey. If I would have had maple syrup, that probably would have been really good. A little bit of maple on here would be so good, and you can do it without the apple as well. But I mean, who are we kidding? I'm big into apples, but I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so. But yeah,
This with honey would be, or with maple syrup would be fantastic because that maple would give it a little bit of a bite. Because another way to do these is to just make the plain pancake and then do powdered sugar and lemon on it. And that's actually a really big one, which I guess that's the quote-unquote traditional way to do it. Oh, but it's so good. It's so damn good. Oh. No, it looks good too. Like, it looks super appetizing. But, oh man. Crazy combination. Going from CHEETOS to this. It's, I would not say that's the best combination to do. But hey, Valentine's Day calls for something interesting, right? Just spice it up a little bit by giving her a thing of flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese, deep fried balls, you know? But I think that's gonna do it for me for today, actually. This was a good experiment. I enjoyed doing this. I honestly didn't know if anybody would show up for a cooking stream and how it would turn out, but I actually really had fun with this. I will figure out a better way to host the camera and a better way to kind of set this whole thing up. Again, I'll take a picture of like the way I have this entire thing set up and how sketchy it is, but I think that's going to do it for me for today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I do appreciate everybody coming and stopping by and hanging out with me and watching me make some crazy gross stuff and one fantastic German pancake. But until next time. Oh, hell yeah, Power Cap. Oh, yeah, we're most definitely doing that again. I'm not sure if we'll do it this Friday, but we'll go ahead and let you know. Hell yeah. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Otter Fiesta, and I will see you guys tomorrow. My stream will start at 4 p.m. We're going to be doing some more zombies. Unfortunately, not going to be able to take advantage of the double weapon XP all that much, but I do almost have the tac rifles done. So, that'll be tomorrow. And then, yeah. I appreciate everybody for coming and stopping by and joining me for my very first cooking stream. And,